Review time again. Today it's Serge Lutens, Fille and Aiguilles. Released in 2009, created by Christopher Sheldrake, it's categorized as an Oriental woody. Plenty of recommendations of this fragrance in the past holiday season as the quintessential Christmas fragrance. This one starts out dark. It's a little damp as well, but you can tell immediately that it's not a really thick, overwhelming fragrance. The darkness comes from dried fruit, and I can perceive that dried fruit as dried plums, dried apricots, and just a few raisins thrown in. So you get this dried fruit pile, and you also get a whiff of smoke from incense. I don't know where that mustiness comes from. It could be from the vetiver, but from what I can perceive, it's almost like a damp basement. So you get this incense fruit thing in a damp basement. There's also a green note going on in here, and that's what really lifts this fragrance up. Now, I know there's pine listed in the note breakdown, but I don't really pick up on pine. I live in a white pine forest, so I'm fully aware of what pine smells like: winter, summer, sap, needles, the whole nine. And this doesn't smell like pine to me. It is still evergreen, however. I perceive this greenness as blue spruce. And if you're aware of, blue spruce, it's essentially the Christmas tree of choice. And when you strike the bark of blue spruce, you get a green, almost freshness to it. So that's what I can perceive in this fragrance. Not necessarily pine, but that blue spruce bark that I'm describing. There is a little bit of spiciness in here with the pepper. However, that goes away fairly quickly. Once this fragrance dries down, it kind of falls apart. The fruit becomes a little nondescript, and that smokiness kind of hangs on for dear life. So you kind of get the impression that this is going to turn into an incense fragrance. However, it doesn't. When it hits the final dry down stage, it's not incense that I can pick up mostly on, but it's a really transparent amber. And when I say that, it's a light airiness, and it begins to get really difficult to pick up on that after about 4 to 5 hours. It's like an amber stone in the wind at 50 feet away. So you're getting these very light whiffs after only a few hours. So it's a relatively short-lived and short projection fragrance. So why does this fragrance get so much talk about Christmas time and being an excellent Christmas fragrance? Serge Lutens is a very popular jump-off point for people getting out of the department store and designer fragrance market. Serge Lutens is a really accessible brand through discounters, so people are likely to try these types of fragrances first before going into anything more expensive. And this is probably one of the first fragrances that people are going to smell with that dark accord and a little whiff of smoke, and they're probably going to think much more of it than it really is. Unfortunately, due to its short performance and short stage time and unable to project beyond essentially a foot after only an hour, I don't think it's really money well invested. If I'm looking into dark pine fragrances, I'm probably going to reach for the vintage Cosmere Polo, or even another niche fragrance like Lubens Itasca. I get my pine fix through those. I don't consider this to be a quintessential Christmas fragrance or even a church incense or anything like that. I think the Oriental category it's in is perfect with the final finish of that transparent amber. If you've tried this one and You like it, you don't like it, you agree or disagree with me, please let me know in the comments section. I'd be really curious to hear from you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.